Do you ever have trouble believing in yourself? Do you find that you're hesitant to try new things or take risks? Well, stay tuned, because I'm going to be talking about self-belief and how you can develop more of it. Hello, this is Dirk, counselor and psychotherapist, and today I'm going to be talking about the concept of self-belief. Self-belief, what does that mean? And why is it important? Well, there's probably a few definitions for self-belief, but the one that I'm going to use is a bit technical, and the term is perceived self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is just a fancy term for you believing that you can accomplish things, that you can maybe take care of your needs, take on a task with relative success. So it's your belief that you can do stuff, essentially. But a very, very important concept to understand for yourself, especially if you want to have a general sense of well-being, to reduce anxiety, but also to have success in your life. The funny thing about self-belief is that it's almost equal, if not more important, than having special skills or abilities. So let's say you have a particular skill, and that skill is a benefit to you. It can be a benefit to other people. But if you don't believe in yourself, you may not share that skill. You may not take that skill anywhere beyond your room and share it with other people, or translate it into a vocation or a profession, or potentially a way to earn a living. So self-belief is what gets you sort of out the door, as it were, matching up what might be unique skills, maybe honed skills that you've developed over years through study, through practice, or whatever. Self-belief is that next step to taking that ability and translating it into action and potentially to something that's life-giving to you. Now, it doesn't have to be a special skill. It might be just for you personally to feel like you have something to offer to other people, to the world, to yourself. And self-belief is critical, because what happens with this idea of perceived self-efficacy is that even though somebody might have a skill, let's say you match two people a subject like math or something like that, so they're both sort of sitting down tackling math problems. One might actually be better at math than the other, but the one with more perceived self-efficacy, the one that has more self-belief, are going to take different types of steps to solve the math problem. So if they come up with a hindrance or a block of some sort, they're going to try to work around that. They're going to try to use other parts of their brain or other knowledge that they have to try to solve the problem, when they may not have the same level of skill as the other person does in math. That's just one example. But I think the idea is that the people with self-belief, you kind of find ways to get stuff done. You're not daunted by every obstacle that might come your way. You're willing to pause, take a step back at a situation, but keep moving forward until you can get where you want to go. And that self-belief is critical. The belief is your ability to work through adversity, through obstacles, to try again, to take risks in some respects, but essentially not to give up and not to avoid action. So that's where self-belief is so important in moving forward in your life. So that's a bit of a definition, but I'm going to also challenge you to maybe do an exercise with me. Because you may be asking the question, how do I get self-belief? How do I develop more self-belief? And that's a very valid question, because I could say to you, oh, well, you need to think better thoughts, or you need to give yourself a pep talk, or you need to listen to what people are saying about how good you are at something like that. It doesn't always give you the real self-belief that you're needing to move forward. You might be able to think positively or have lots of supportive thoughts about something, but it's not going to necessarily get you to take any action or do anything differently. It might, that's great, but if it doesn't, there's another way, and that's through doing. There's obviously competing approaches to people finding success and being able to move forward in their lives, and just sort of thinking thoughts and changing your thought patterns is beneficial, but also sometimes just taking steps and doing things can also be very beneficial. And the reason for that is that the doing things provides a feedback loop, and it offers opportunity for new learning for you. So you could spend a lot of time thinking about, I can do this, and so on. But if you don't actually do anything, then you're limiting the feedback and the learning that could be beneficial to you in this process. So the challenge for you is to just get out a piece of paper and just, let's say in the next week, just write down 3 actions, 3 things that you think would help to mobilize you. They don't have to be big things. And I don't know what it is that you're struggling with, or maybe you're finding difficult to move forward. But something within the context of what you feel that you want to do, maybe you feel like you wish you could do, but you don't quite have the confidence or the self-belief in doing it. Just write down those 3 things, 3 actions. Keep them simple. Maybe start slow, but write them down and try to do those 3 things in the next week. If you struggle getting out of your house or socializing, well, maybe it's something to do with that. Taking a walk around the block, or if it's changing careers or something, maybe it's about researching, or maybe it's about applying for jobs, or if it's about relationships, maybe it's about reaching out to old friends or initiating contact with someone. Whatever it might be, I'll leave that up to you. But just write down those 3 actions and see what you gain back from it. Now, you may come up against an obstacle. As I said before, self-belief is part of getting through obstacles. But don't give up, and don't avoid taking steps, trying new things. That will help you develop self-belief as you begin to have even small wins, small little successes, very small even. That can build up a sense of confidence within you. That's valid confidence. It's based on evidence. It's based on taking action and not just living completely in your head about things. So, hope that goes well for you. And again, stay tuned for more tips around well-being and moving forward in your life. Thank you very much.